Hey team, welcome to another video. In my original patch notes video and in the preliminary patch notes, there were no job changes listed. Now, with the complete patch notes, there is a ton of job changes listed. So I wanted to make a video to cover these. There will be timestamps in the description and in the progress bar if you want to go through and look for specific jobs that you play and what those changes are versus having to dig through the patch notes yourself. Also, I'm going to be making a ton of 6.1 and Final Fantasy content now that we have this huge patch. So please consider subscribing if you aren't already, and let's get into it. Real quick healer role action change. Lucid Dreaming is now available at level 14 instead of level 24. So a little bit of a win for healers. Paladin, Iron Will, the recast time has been lowered from 10 to only 3 seconds, which is very good. Clemency, Holy Spirit, and Holy Circle, the execution of these no longer interrupt action combos, which should allow you to have a smoother rotation and include those more easily. Requiescat has the additional effect where it grants Blade of Faith ready when the effect of Requiescat ends, and this has been added with a duration of 30 seconds. Confiteor, I'm going to totally butcher a ton of these names, but to me it's Confiteor, and it has the additional effect now of Restore Zone HP, and it's been added with a cure potency of 400. Blade of Faith is no longer a combo action with Confiteor, and the requirement of Blade of Faith ready has been added and has an additional effect of Restore Zone HP, again with a cure potency of 400. Blade of Truth has an additional effect of Restore Zone HP, and Blade of Valor also restores Zone HP, both with a cure potency of 400. And Divine Magic Mastery 2 now adds a healing effect to Confiteor. New heals for Paladin, pretty big win. All right, let's talk Warrior. Defiance, the recast time has been reduced 10 to 3 seconds. Big win. Overpower, area effect has been changed from a cone to all nearby enemies, which I love. There's a few of these in these updates where you no longer have to worry about the dumb cone. You now just hit everyone around. Inner Release. Stacks of Inner Release now only apply to Fell, Cleave, and Decimate. There's a lot of words in this one. The additional effect, Nullifies Stun, Sleep, Bind, Heavy, and most knockback and draw-in effects has been changed to grants Inner Strength, nullifying Stun, Sleep, Bind, Heavy, and most knockback and draw-in effects. So to me, that's just a change in language. For what purpose? I'm not sure. Maybe any warriors out there could tell us if there's any actual impact to that change. Let's get into Dark Knight. Grit, recast time has been reduced 10 to 3 seconds. Flood of Darkness, potency reduced 130 to 100. A little bit of a nerf there. Blood Weapon now grants 5 stacks of the Blood Weapon effect, and the duration has been increased from 10 to 15 seconds, so that's a win. Stalwart Soul is now acquired at level 40 instead of 72. And then Living Dead. There's a lot of words in this one. The additional effect restores HP with each weapon skill successfully delivered or spell cast has been added with a cure potency of 1500. If an amount of HP totaling your maximum HP is restored before the Walking Dead timer runs out, the effect will now change to Undead Rebirth with the duration carried over from the time remaining for Walking Dead. While under the effect of Undead Rebirth, most attacks will not lower your HP below 1. So when you get that and you kind of over heal for the duration, you're going to have a little bit of like invincibility where you can't go below 1 HP. So if you play Dark Knight, please read through that and make sure that you've got a good grasp on how to leverage that at really good times to have a little bit of invincibility, which is pretty cool. The only word that worries me there is most attacks. So it'll be interesting to see what that word most means. I mean, I could get it if it doesn't include you fell off of something into a pit of death, but to me it should be any attack, quote unquote, will not lower. So it'll be interesting to see what caveats there are to that. But a little bit of like invincibility. That's pretty cool. Gunbreaker, not a lot of change. Royal Guard, the recast timer has been reduced from 10 to 3 seconds. And then for Monk, I'm a little surprised here. I thought there would be more Monk changes, but for Perfect Balance, it can no longer be executed while under the effect of any beast chakra. No idea what that means. I don't play Monk, but if you do, you will know. Dragoons had some pretty good changes. So Jump, the action animation has been shortened and it now changes to Mirage Dive while under the effect of Mirage Dive Ready. Same with High Jump. The animation has been shortened and the action now changes to that Mirage Dive while under the effect of Mirage Dive Ready, which is cool. And then for Elusive Jump, Spine Shatter Dive, Dragonfire Dive, the action animation time has been shortened. What this will do is it'll allow you to have a smoother, faster rotation. So hopefully this helps Dragoons out more than you would think at first look. Let's talk about Ninja. Quite a few changes here. Hide now dispels the effect of Doton upon execution. Mug has an additional effect, increases target damage taken by 5% that has been added for a duration of 20 seconds. So Mug is the one that now helps everyone do more damage to the boss. Trick Attack, which used to be that, has been changed. The additional effect increases target damage by 5%, which is the old effect, has been changed to increases damage dealt by you to the target by 10%. So to me, these changes are a big win. I think ninjas just need to know that Mug is now for the party and Trick Attack is now for you as the ninja. So you as the ninja, you've doubled that bonus damage, and then that 5% has been moved to Mug for the team. Aeolian Edge potency has been increased from 360 to 380, and the rear combo potency 420 to 440. Here's where I'm going to struggle with some of the names. Shukuchi, the animation has been shortened. Doton potency has been increased from 70 to 80, and the duration has been reduced from 24 to 18 seconds. I would rather do more damage more quickly, so I see that as a win. Haki Mujin Satsu. Haki Mujin Satsu. There we go. Combo potency has been increased 120 to 130. Armor Crush potency increased 340 to 360. And Flank potency 400 to 420. Not Flake, Flank. Bavakakra, something like that. Potency has been reduced 400 to 350, so a little bit of a nerf there. Phantom Kamai Tachi increased in potency 550 to 600. So a win with the Phantom, a loss with the word I can't say, the Bafaklava. Melee Mastery is now acquired at 74 instead of 84. So I think overall that's a win for ninjas. Samurai, a lot for Samurai, which is something that I play, so it'll be interesting to see how all this works. Hakaze potency increased 180 to 200. Jimpu increased 100 to 120. Third Eye, I see this as a big win. Effect duration increased from 3 to 4 seconds, so more time to execute that Third Eye. Shifu potency increased 100 to 120. Gecko potency increased 100 to 120. Combo potency 320 to 330. Rear combo potency 370 to 380. Higanbana, damage over time potency has been increased from 30 to 45. I'm very excited about that. Mangetsu, combo potency increased 110 to 120. Kasha, potency increased 100 to 120. Combo potency to 330. And Flank potency 370 to 380. Tenka Goken, area of effect has been changed from a cone to all nearby enemies. Very good. Oka, combo potency increased to 120 from 110. Yukikaze, potency increased 100 to 120. And combo potency 280 to 300. So far, we're feeling really good as samurais, but just wait. Midair Setsu Geka, potency has been reduced 660 to 600. That sounds bad, but it is now guaranteed to land as a critical hit. So to me, the critical hit 100% of the time will be worth more than that bit of a nerf. Mikio Shishui, ranged weapon skills no longer count toward the effect of this action. I never used that, but I could see there would have been a little bit of a trick in there. Hisatsu Shinten, now acquired at 52 instead of 62, and the potency has been nerfed 270 to 250. It's a bummer. Hisatsu the Yaten, activation time has been adjusted to match that of other backstep actions, and then the Q10 is now acquired at 62, previously 64. Keishi Higanbana, potency has been reduced from 300 to 200, which is a bummer. Goken, potency has been reduced from 420 to only 280. The area effect, though, has been changed from a cone before you to all nearby enemies. So see, when we were talking about all those potency increases before, here's where it gets taken away, unfortunately. Setsugeka, potency has been reduced from 990 to 600. So it's like they're taking away Samurai's big hits and doing it the more boring. I'm kind of bummed about this. Doing it the more boring way, where everything is more kind of balanced all around between all the attacks. And I wish you do all this rotation to get up to a big attack that you can feel excited about. And what Square Enix is doing, and they've done this with a lot of jobs, is they're taking that big hit away and they're making it so everything is like a medium hit. And I don't know, I'm not a fan. Anyway, Kaishi Setsugeka, potency has been nerfed from 990 to 600, and that attack is now guaranteed to land as a critical hit. We'll see how that balances out. Will that critical be enough? I think it might be. Shoha, potency has been reduced from 580 to 500. And then Ogi Nami Kiri, potency has been reduced from 900 to 800, and the attack is now guaranteed to land as a critical hit. This makes me think about something. If critical hit materia, if critical hit materia increases the likeliness that you're going to land a critical hit, and Samurai now has a lot of guaranteed critical hits, it might actually be better to not focus so much on the critical hit rate with your materia and focus more on either direct hit rate or determination. Let me know in the comments below if I'm on the right train of thought here or if I'm wrong. Anyway, Kaishi Nami Kiri, potency has been reduced from 1350 to 800, but it's now guaranteed to land as a critical hit, just like Ogi. All right, enough about Samurai. Reaper, Hell's Ingress. The duration of Enhanced Harpy has been increased from 15 to 20 seconds, and the animation has been shortened. Great for rotation. Hell's Egress has also been increased 15 to 20 seconds, and the action animation for that and regress have been shortened. So just a few little changes for Reaper. Bard, repelling shot range has been increased from 5 to a giant 15 yalms. That's very good. And the action time has been adjusted to match that of other backstep actions. Battle voice no longer requires the effect of Mage's Ballad, Army's Peon, or the Wanderer's Minuet to be active, so that's good. And then the Wanderer's Minuet action now changes to Pitch Perfect upon execution. I don't know what that means, but Bards, I'm sure you will. Machinist, Heat Blast, potency increase from 170 to 180. Wildfire, potency increase per weapon skill landed has been increased from 150 to 200. Drill, Air Anchor, both potency increase 570 to 580. Pile Bunker, potency increase to 680 from 650. Crowned Collider, 750 to 780. Chainsaw potency increase 570 to 580. So a lot of nice little potency increases for Machinists. No nerfs. Congratulations. All right, Dancer. Standard Step, Emboite, Entree Chat, Jetty, and Pirouette are now categorized as weapon skills. Cascade has the additional effect where it had a 50% chance of granting Flourishing Symmetry, has been changed to Silken Symmetry instead. For Fountain, it's moved from Flourishing Flow to Silken Flow. For Windmill, nummy, I like my windmill. Windmill has changed from Flourishing Symmetry to Silken Symmetry. Reverse Cascade, the requirement for execution has been changed from can only be executed while under the effect of Flourishing Symmetry to you can be under the effect of Flourishing Symmetry or Silken Symmetry. So that's a little bit of a benefit. Blade Shower has been changed from Flourishing Flow to Silken Flow. And then Rising Windmill has been changed from can only be executable under the effect of Flourishing Symmetry to Flourishing Symmetry or Silken Symmetry. Fountain Fall, the requirement for execution is changed from only Flourishing Flow to Flourishing Flow or Silken Flow. Blood Shower is changed from only Flourishing Flow to Flourishing or Silken Flow. And then Technical Step, the action is now categorized as a weapon skill. I don't know why they didn't include that with the upper list, but actually that turned out pretty good. It's an okay summary, I think. Players can still receive the effect of Flourishing Symmetry and Flourishing Flow from the Flourishing action. There's too many flufflas, so my from became a flum. Let's move on. All right, let's talk Summoner. Ruby Ruin, Outburst, Ruin 2, Ruin 3, Ruby Right, Ruby Disaster, Ruby Catastrophe. All of these, the recast timer has been increased from 2.5 to 3 seconds. And all of these, their potency has been increased. So Ruby Ruin, 300 to 340. Outburst, 140 to 160. Ruin 2, 340 to 380. Ruin 3, 360 to 410. Ruby Right, 450 to 510. Disaster, 110 or 170 rather to 190. Catastrophe, 180 to 210. So the recast timer has been lengthened, slowing the rotation down, but the potencies have been increased. Searing Light, action is now executed directly from the caster rather than the carbuncle. So be interested to see what that ability looks like, what that animation looks like. And then Ruin Mastery 4, the increase of potency for Ruby Right has been changed from 450 to 510. So that's pretty good for Ruin Mastery 4, but ultimately those are the changes for Summoner. A lot of the recast timers have been lengthened, but the potencies have been increased. Red Mage, not a lot of changes. Displacement, the action animation has been shortened. So congratulations, Red Mages. You don't have to learn a bunch of new stuff. So that's actually a win. White Mage, Stone, the MP cost has been reduced from 400 to only 200. Same with Arrow and Stone 2, 400 to only 200. And for Arrow, the effect duration has been increased from 18 to 30 seconds. Regen, the MP cost has been reduced from 500 to 400. Cure 3, the area effect radius has been increased from 6 to 10 yalms. Arrow 2, MP cost has been reduced from 400 to only 200. And again, the duration has been increased from 18 to 30 seconds. Asylum range has been increased from 8 to 10 yalms, so keeping those both at 10, that's good. So you're not having to think, okay, how much do I get for this one versus this one? They're both 10. Secret of the Lily, time before a lily is added to the healing gauge has been reduced from every 30 seconds to only 20 seconds. Stone 3, potency has been reduced from 230 to 220. Oh man, only 10. But the MP cost has been reduced from 400 to 300. So that's 25% less MP cost and only a not even 10% reduction in effectiveness. Stone 4, potency has been reduced from 270 to 260. Again, not a big loss considering all of these MP reductions. Afflatus Misery, potency has been increased from 900 to 1240. Reduction in potency after the first enemy has been increased from 25 to 50%. Boo. So more powerful to the first enemy, less powerful to the rest. Liturgy of the Bell, the additional healing effect from remaining stacks of Liturgy of the Bell will now be triggered when time expires or upon executing this action a second time. So those are automatically going to be triggered going forward. Scholar. Ruin, MP cost has been reduced from 400 to 300. That's good for offense for Scholar. Embrace, range from which party members can be targeted has been increased. That's awesome. Bio MP cost has been reduced 400 to 300 and Bio 2 the same. And then Sacred Soil area of effect radius has been increased from 8 to 10 yalms. And Expedient effect duration of Expedience has been reduced from 20 to 10 seconds. So I think out of the two we've looked at so far, White Mage probably got the better deal versus Scholar, which seems a little backwards to me. Am I wrong? Astrologian for Combust, effect duration has been increased from 18 to 30 seconds. That's it. Sage, not a lot here either. Dosis MP cost has been reduced from 400 to 300. That's a nice drop. Soteria now grants 4 stacks of the Soteria effect, and potency, or the effect potency, has been increased from 50 to 70%. So nice little bump there. And then Adder Sting now grants maximum stacks of Adder Sting upon entering an instance or restarting an instance battle. So now when you enter an instance or restart an instance battle, you get all that Adder Sting ready to go. New traits have been added for Ninja and Samurai. For Ninja, level 84, Melee Mastery 2, which increases the potency of Spinning Edge to 220 and Gust Slash to 160. For Samurai, we get Way of the Samurai 1 at level 66, and then Way of the Samurai 2 at 84. They increase the potency of Hakaze, Jinpu, and Shifu. And then the Way of the Samurai 2 increases the potency of Gekko, Kasha, and Yukikaze, all to 120. And then for Samurai, the Hisatsu Kaiten action has been removed. So I have to do a little bit of hotbar changing around for us samurais. Well, that's about it, team. That's what I wanted to cover in this video, is let you know what the job changes were. Look forward to a lot more Final Fantasy videos coming soon now that we have this huge patch. And please, if you haven't yet, consider subscribing to the channel to get said videos. It helps me a lot. Also comment, like, all the things that people ask you to do. I so very appreciate it. And we'll see you in the next one.